Top-heavy tax cuts paid for by low-income benefit cuts. President Trump and the Republican majorities in Congress were narrowly elected by a little more than 1%, with the simple hope from the American people that it would lower costs. The president himself declared that he would bring prices down on day one. And Trump and Republicans are now breaking that promise. In fact, thanks in part to the unprecedented taxes Trump has imposed on the American people through his nonsensical tariff plan, prices remain high and consumer inflation expectations have surged. Americans are seeing the evidence of his broken promise everywhere. When you buy a cup of coffee or a used car or a dozen eggs, we're paying more now than we did before Trump took office. And on top of that, under Trump's reckless leadership, our economy took a nosedive in the first quarter of the year, the first time it's contracted in years. And many other indications are flashing red. Economic uncertainties at an all-time high, and the conversations around the kitchen table and in small businesses are the same. Everybody's scared. And that brings us to today. My Republican friends are hoping this multi-trillion-dollar giveaway to the wealthy will somehow dig them out of the hole the president has gotten them into. If history is any guide, more tax cuts for the rich won't do much, if anything, to put the economy on a firmer footing or provide lasting assistance for working and middle-class Americans. Their model is the 2017 Tax Cut and Jobs Act. Trump and the Republicans want to extend it here, but look at it. It failed across the board. Wages didn't rise any faster, the economy didn't grow any faster, and the bill definitely didn't pay for itself. It just exploded our national debt. And just like last time, dollar for dollar, the benefits in this bill overwhelmingly skew towards the ultra-wealthy. It's nice to have my friends talk about the tax cuts on tips and the tax cuts on overtime. This is a tiny part of this bill, a distraction from what's really going on. They're trying to pull a fast one on the American people by delivering massive long-term benefits to the millionaires and billionaires while throwing a few temporary tax breaks to working people, timed to help them get through one election cycle. The folks who are getting the most help in this legislation are the same folks who don't bat an eye when the prices go up at the grocery store, or they buy a new car, or they go on vacation, or they're affected by the tariffs that are cost average Americans at least $2,800 a year, according to Yale. The ultra-wealthy are the very last people that need a boost on their incomes. And yet, my Republican colleagues closely attend to their needs in this bill, ensuring their tax rates stay low, and the states where tens of millions of dollars don't get taxed, and the folks who manage hedge funds keep their special carried interest tax loophole. Making the legislation even worse is how my Republican friends plan on offsetting this eye-watering price tax. We've heard again and again they want to undermine America's fastest-growing, most affordable energy sources and jack up utility bills for working families and do their friends in big oil a big favor in the process. They want to keep food assistance for the poorest Americans, and they're planning on ripping health insurance away from 14 million Americans, including seniors, kids, and people with disabilities. I have a constituent, Chris McCauley, with spastic quadriplegia, and he uses a wheelchair. Medicaid pays for his equipment and support programs during the day. Without the help of his dedicated caregivers and the support Medicaid provides his mother, she wouldn't have been able to work full-time and support her family as a single mom for the past 20 years. These are the kinds of families that this legislation will harm. All to help give the richest Americans a tax break they don't need, and they won't change their lives at all. Trump and Republicans have shown what their priorities are. At every turn, they choose to help the rich, often by taking money directly out of the pockets of working Americans. This bill will be a disaster for American people and will further divide our society between the thoughtlessly comfortable and the yearning discouraged. Top-heavy tax cuts paid for by low-income benefit cuts. I urge my colleagues to vote no, and I yield back.